Hello YouTube, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be obviously playing some Doomsday, but there's going to be some changes. So just playing locally and just like playtesting online against what our current meta has been, it seems like there's a lot more bug. There's a lot more times where like I feel like I'm just durdling with this 4 ponder, 4 preordain list, and I kind of wanted to go back to less of that. I'm up back on street rates. I put back in the mental misstep. Got my daze. I've got my duress. I've got my force of negation, my misdirection, and my pact. So what I did was I went down to 1 preordain. I put back in sleight of hand, and you can run sleight of hand or consider. Right now, bug is a thing. So Hull Breacher and Narset are back. So I need to watch out for that. So I think like I don't know. I just feel like when I was running 4 Ponder, 4 Preordain, in this heavy bug saturated meta, I would be like Ponder, Preordain. They'd go like wasteland me, and I'm like, okay, now I need to just keep using these cantrips to find more mana instead of like finding off like my payoff spells like Doomsday. So I just felt stuck. Besides that, I think the deck is pretty good. I still think it's really strong. Probably still one of our best combo decks that we have in the format. But I do feel like another thing is with all these cantrips, I felt like I was durdling versus like PO and like Tinker decks where like I used to feel really favored because I'd be like, I've got all this power behind the card Doomsday or even like landing a Necropotence. And now I feel like, okay, I'm just preordainating and pondering all the time where I need to, thus getting rid of cards, my blue cards for force effects to try to find my like powerhouses, and then I'm just dying to like their more efficient, more powerful like blue spells. So I think trimming down on that, going a little bit more up in speed with Street Wraith is really good. Like at this point, I'm still not going to run 4 Street Wraiths because it's still like a card that I cut almost every match. I don't believe that we should be running Dig and Treasure Cruise. But besides that, sideboard still relatively the same. I am you're I am so bad with this card, March. I think I need to figure out a better strategy around it. I might just go back to like I could do a third dismember, I could do a snuff out, I could do some fatal pushes or cut downs, but I feel like I do not actually understand how this card works. Um like even like some of my own testing, maybe it's just like I don't understand how it works on Moto, but we'll hop into this league. Hello YouTube, welcome to round number 1. We are on the draw and we're gonna keep like reverse dredge. If they're actually factual dredge. Or if they're like a SqueeVine deck. They are Squee. Basking Root Walla. 5 cards. And a hollow. I'll attempt to force this. See if they force back. They do. Fine. Force, okay. Tap up. Got a pretty strong start. Play this. Play this. I think we're fine with passing the turn into their upkeep. No, because they could just draw more forces. I think we just have to go now. Okay. Any order? Would you like to shuffle? Yeah. Give me a Doomsday. I think is what we would like. Okay, I'm down to pass the turn and see what their hands are next turn. I just always yield. Always yield to this as well. Yeah, pretty much they'll be just drawing with the two like squee effects. They'll be drawing 3 cards a turn currently. A little powerful. And going down to 4 cards. So really versus this deck, we just want to fade wasteland effects. Pitch squee master. See what happens. I think their hand is just permission then. That's fine. Sucks a little bit. Yeah, we'll pay 2 life. Let's see what your hand is. Bizarre Force. So what? I demonic tutor. I grab the demonic tutor. I fetch ritual into demonic tutor Doomsday. That's 5 mana. Cool. Force of black. When you have nothing. Where's my Doom? Give me Doomsday. Pass Doomsday. I want Gush into so what we Street Wraith into Gush. Gush gets me 2 more cards deeper, so we have 2 cards. I'm just gonna do Lotus Pact Negation and we win. Let's Gush, Black Lotus, Pact. I don't know. Bosses. What do I want to hide? Maybe I want to hide this Misdirection. And we can hide another Street Wraith. So what, we're gonna cycle into Gush, which takes us to 4 cards. We go down to, then we Gush, which we draw 2 cards, and that puts us down from 4 to 2, and then Thassa's Oracle triggers and we win. We just need to make sure that we have Black Lotus Gush. Done. Okay. I want Misdirection, Street Rate, Pact, Black Lotus Gush, Cycle, Gush, Lotus, Blue, Oracle, Trigger. Okay. We want Shieldreds. Want these Leyline of the Voids. Part of me wants to go back and put in part of me wants to go back and put in the Tabernacle. But I don't know. I don't ever really plan on owning a Tabernacle. Maybe I'll try Dismember. Cards I don't want. We don't need Sleight of Hand. We don't need Mystical Tutor. We don't need Force and Negation. Misdirection's fine. I don't want Necropotents because they're really fast. Where's my consider? Consider. Where is consider? What was running? They were not consider. We don't really need duress. I like Pact for going off during their turns. I'm down to trim a Street Wraith. Maybe we trim two Street Wraiths. We just bring in a bunch of black cards. We'll do that. Okay. In this matchup, we're just looking to resolve Shieldred. That is our main game plan. Maybe if that's our main game plan, maybe we could trim down on Doomsday, but I don't know if I like that. That might be a little too intense to trim down on a Doomsday. Yeah. I mean, the hand either has Bazaar or it doesn't. It's how I kind of look at it. So maybe they're double queuing. We shall see. We shall see. I mean, there's always, I don't know. Sometimes if I hand with like multiple wastelands and like a bunch of permission, it could be good. Okay, they decided to keep. I think we also keep. Oh, they did mull. Okay, we kind of just want to fade like hollow ones and stuff right now, and try to get maybe even Thassa's Oracle in play as a blocker. But our hand is not particularly fast. Got a Basking. What they get rid of? Master Wasteland. Okay. Yeah, hollow one is a thing. See how powerful their hand is. I mean, they have like a Force of Vigor on my upkeep. I'm gonna be probably sad. I do not. Okay, let's pass. We probably are gonna deploy this Thassa's Oracle as a blocker. Full fluster. Sucks. I wanted to use this to get my surveil land, but I think keeping them at bay for a little bit is more important. This also does slow down our Doomsday plan. Sucks, but We're just hoping to fade more creatures. Kinda did not. Noxious Venge. Gonna take 5 here. Crunch. Oh, there's a dismember. So put a card on top of your library. I'll put the dismember on top and hit OK. So now we can block something, take 5, and kill the hollow one next turn, and then slowly drag ourselves out from the depths of this game. I like that. Well, it's fine. Okay, I'll take 4. I'll take 4, and then take. There's nothing that like they can have for with 1 card in hand. So I think I just go and play this blue, black, dismember, A2, and then we do that. Not attack. Okay. No, that dismember was pretty decent. Which then makes me think like, oh, if I just would March ever be good? Okay. Bizarre. I'm guessing the extra card that they're hiding in their hand, like they're just not deploying, is a mind break trap. Potentially. Haven't seen any poxwalkers or anything. So they are on poxwalkers. What's in your hand? A force of negation. Ponder. I think next turn we're just gonna try to get this Shieldred in play. I don't want to shuffle. Not gonna attack, obviously. So yeah, next turn we can get a Shieldred into play as long as like they don't counter anything. It's up to them. Let's see what they decide to do. Do you want to counter my demonic? You do not want to counter my demonic. We'll get this. You want to counter this dark ritual. Well, let's see if this resolves. You have Mind Break Trap, Force of Negation, So you need to find Mind Break Trap for this to not stick. Okay. I mean, you haven't seen any. What did you get rid of? You got rid of the force negations. Okay. Now we're just passing the turn. We are now in the driver's seat. We don't do anything. Yep. They're going to start taking 2 every turn. They want to draw cards. They'll take 6 every turn. But this should be almost a lock. And now we're hoping to just draw cantrips. If we just draw cantrips, like it's just going to keep us going. These lizards cannot beat the Shieldred. I honestly think if I was playing Dredge or like, I'd probably play Dredge. I think Dredge is really strong. I think it might be a little stronger than SqueeVine. But I think if I was playing Dredge, I would be playing a combo version of Dredge. Okay, GG's. Here we are for round number 2. We are on the draw. I mean, this hand isn't terrible. I think we're going to keep it. There's just no permission. Okay, some kind of blue deck. Bug with Lorien revealed on it. Okay. Let's ponder. Huh. I think we, I don't want all of this. We do not get all that. I think we do Pact, Doomsday, Duress, and then next turn try to go off. Okay. So get rid of this Pact, this Doomsday, this Duress. Do not want to shuffle my. And pass the turn. Hoping to fade like a Leovold. There's a Wasteland. I wonder if we go for a Time Walk here, bait out the Wasteland. Do you want to force this? Then we go for Time Walk. They waste us. Or Deathrite Shaman resolves. Okay, that's fine. We still get to make our play next turn. Yep. Now there's a force negation down. Wonder if we were supposed to daze. Make them tap the waste. That would have been interesting. Missed out on a land drop. Let's duress them. Oh, we're gonna take this Force of Will. Play this Black Lotus. Do that quite often. We're gonna ponder into Gush, into Black Lotus, into Street Wraith. I kind of want to hide some stuff. So where's our Pact negation and our misdirection? I don't want them to see those cards. Once I find it. Misdirect. Okay. So we're going to we're going to ponder, cycle into Gush, into Lotus plus, I guess, Pact negation, and then Thassa's Oracle kill them. Yep. Because we just really need Lotus plus Gush, and we have the Oracle in hand. We're going to press done. Pact, misdirection, Black Lotus, Gush, Street Wraith. Ponder. I'm gonna do Black Lotus, Gush, Street Wraith. Want to shuffle your library? No. Cycle. Sure. Okay. It's reverse bug. Reverse bug that has like Lorien revealed, which I didn't think they ran that. So I'm kind of down to do something like more creature based and just kind of be a little bit more fair. Mystical Tutor, Force of Negation. Rest isn't bad. We keep the sleight of hand in. I'm down to trim a ponder. What else can we cut? Days just, I'm down to cut the days on the draw. It just, even, it just feels bad getting dazed by them. Or not getting dazed by them. Just like losing mana against these decks. Like the Wasteland tempo decks. Feels real bad losing mana versus them. I'll keep this. It doesn't have, it has more like permission than action and stuff like that. But I'm down to keep this. Oh, nothing during my upkeep. Okay, they're just passing. Maybe I'm going to get recalled during my upkeep. No, I'm down to play draw go. Let's fetch. Let's get sewers and start, I guess, seeing what we've got access to. We'll put into graveyard. Go. Not a bad card. Do you want to counter this time walk like last time? Okay. No time walk counter. We're just going to keep progressing. Let to pay 2 life, yes. And then I'm just going to pass the turn. You've got a lot of permission for them. And we just need them to start making moves. Wave is fine. Play this Black Lotus. I'll pass the turn. And then I guess I will try to kill this. So if I crack this, the 3/4, it goes to a 4/5. So maybe we don't crack it. We'll see. Yeah, I think cracking the Lotus is bad because then it gets really big. Wasteland. I think there's a fight over this. They want to Flusterstorm. Let's misdirect pitching our own Flusterstorm. Now I want to choose this target and this target. Maybe that was wrong because they can pay for it. That might be wrong. Maybe I was just supposed to fluster back. Oh, okay. See what happens. Still 4/5. I think they could have paid. And they missed it, but I also missed it as well. I'll force pitch misstep. Okay, they've got one card, I've got one card. They've got a wasteland. Blue, Oracle. I would like this dig feet. Hit okay. We'll pass the turn. We got March to bounce stuff. Sure. Get in there, Thassa. Then their upkeep, I guess I'm going to crack Lotus and dig. Okay, let's get rid of Force of Will, Undercity, Scalding Tarn. Guess Dismember. Watery Grave? What else? That's what? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Dig. Hope. Okay, that's fine. Yep. I still don't have anything. Guess we're just gonna keep fighting. I wonder if I march. And then as it phases in a demonic consultation. Okay, so we need another blue card, and then we can try that March demonic consultation line. Yep, recall resolves. Yep. Okay, well, they just got every single card back. Deathrite Shaman's fine. Trying to think how we get back into this. I guess I would vamp for a fetch land. Or I'm hoping their hand is just a bunch of creatures, but then they would be deploying them. Okay, mental misstep been leaked out. The blue card. So what? I can. I guess we. Oh, so how does phasing work? I'm pretty sure they come back during my turn, so I could exile them. I think we just try to march at the end of their turn. Yeah, we need to do that during the end of their turn, so that I don't die to like their a wasteland. Like we're not gonna play into a wasteland. They've got so much. On. Am I so bad? March. Okay. Okay, so I can exile any number of blue cards to reduce a march cost. So I'll do that. One. Done. Okay, that did not work how I thought it worked. I guess phasing in does not actually do what I thought. So that's good to know. It would have been a really cute play though. Be on the play. Um, I'll keep this. I'm just gonna go for a turn one necro. Be like, hey, fetch for island. They mull to 6. They mull to 5. Yeah. Get our island. Let's play our jet. Let's demonic. We've exiled 6 cards. I think that's fine. I think our hand is pretty good. Okay, cards I want to get rid of would be this and down to get rid of the vamp. Oppo agent. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hit OK. Get some cards. I think he has a Vampiric Tutor in hand with like that kind of play. The rest. Same targets. We're still like really not in the best of spots. Sure, you can Fluster Storm me. That's fine. I know you have a Vamp in hand by, I'm pretty sure, like the way that you postured. Oh, we're not going to pay. A2 life, no. Draw 1, draw 2, draw 3. Okay. Attack. Okay, not terrible. Gosh. There's a Shieldred. I like that. We can land a Shieldred next turn. That threat shaman's fine. Because we can always get rid of it. Got our Shieldred in play. Attack. We've got 7 in hand. Next turn we can bounce this dude. Maybe draw a card. Okay. Okay. Round number 3. We are on the draw, and we have a really good hand. Potentially a turn 1 Doomsday. So what? We would have to crack Lotus for blue. And probe and all that. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna keep. Yep. Just hope that they don't have any disruption. Okay, Saga. Interesting. Molly Tutor's fine. Yep, Sapphire's fine. Okay. So we can win this turn. Okay. They recalled. Okay. They have to have double force. So I'm just gonna cast Black Lotus. It seems like they're F6'd. Ancestral, Black Lotus, Thassa's Oracle, Pact, some misdirection. So would I probe into Ancestral, Ancestral into Black Lotus, Pact, Thassa's Oracle? And then we just have a random misdirection on the bottom hiding? So it's probe into Ancestral, Lotus. Okay. Well, here we go. Misdirection on the bottom, Pact, Oracle, Lotus, Recall. They are just straight F6. Unless I'm just getting giga baited here. Okay. Let's bring in Shieldred, potentially. I like the opposition agent. I think Null Rod seems okay versus their deck so far, and I want Force Negation. So that's 6 cards. What Daze, double Street Wraith can go. Preordain. I'm gonna keep the sleight of hand in because I didn't see a Lurrus, so that means it could be a Hull Breacher deck. Trim out on Ponder as well. So something like this. I mean, obviously, if I don't see any draw, I'll cut the Shieldreds. Let's submit the deck. I mean, we both had strong hands, right? So, like, no one can get faulty or sad about any of that. I'll keep this. I've got a misdirection. I've got Vamp, Time Walk. Okay, they mold. I'm gonna keep. Okay, so they're a jewel. So I do think we boarded slightly correct. Am I able to view my sideboard? Damn. Okay, so we did bring in null rods, so we can vamp for null rod and try to get them there. We just need to survive this turn. Is asking quite a lot versus deck. Grab this null rod. Okay, they can see my hand. Is it Troll? Another One Ring. Okay. Yep. Sure. Dark Ritual resolves. Does this Null Rod resolve? You have another force. I think we just need to find action now. But we did just eat up their hand. They're gonna gain it back. Shieldred would be nice. Another Null Rod. Casting another One Ring. Fine. Yep. Ponder. Don't want to shuffle. Dark Ritual. Demonic. Can we just grab another Null Rod? And then we fetch. See if this resolves. Okay. Well, we just shut off a good portion of their mana. This thing is now useless, the workshop, because it only taps for artifacts. So let's see what they can do. I don't know, maybe there was like a better card I could have got. Yep. We just want to dodge Urza Sagas now. Thassa's Oracle. Sure. That's probably smart. Okay, we just need a land. Okay. Yeah, they don't want to take the tiny chip damage every turn. Well, what was that? That's what, 3 or 4 One Rings so far. Does Dark Ritual resolve? Does this Shieldred resolve? It does not. Sure. Yep. So the one, you have one card in there. What is it? Yes. A pyroblast? Yeah, it's a pyroblast. Okay. It's their turn. We know they have a pyroblast. We want to land. A land or a ritual would be nice. Probably get like an underground sea to start trying to like vampiritude. Oh, Volk. Interesting. Do they do that just to keep the pyroblast up? And deck then. Children's in. They need to find what's it called? Like now. Their their uh their Urza Sagas. There it is. Um yeah, we're attacking, of course. Can we live long enough is the real question. Because that's gonna be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. You want to draw a card? Have a card that draws here? Okay, we just kill them. GG's. Welcome to round number 4. We are on the draw. I'm down to keep this. This is a turn 1 Doomsday hand. Hoping for a Force of Will. They have a Lurrus. Let's keep. Bobble. Guarding themselves, so they have a fetch land. Ooh, a sapphire. Okay, I mean, this doesn't really change much. I think we still go for it no matter what. Do they have a counter spell? Okay, they had force. Dig through time got exiled. Fine. See what the rest of their hand is. Wasteland demonic tutor. And another saga. Not terrible. We'll pass the turn. Wasteland's going to be a little annoying. Saga ticks up. Time Vault. Scary. So next turn we are potentially screwed. Let's brainstorm. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards in our graveyard. Uh, I think we're a card. We are definitely a card short. So what? We can gush. We'd have to gush. We'd have to gush really well. I think we're still gonna try going for this. But let's grab Underground Sea. Blue, blue, gush. Okay. Okay, let's go to the next game. Let's bring in null rods. Let's bring in force. I'm down for an opposition agent. Down for Shieldred. So something like this. Be more creature based. Cut this. Mystical. We can cut our sleight of hand. Cut a ponder. What else can we cut? Got packed. Bring in this. It's fine. Yeah, that time vault for the turn. Very strong. Sadly, this hand does nothing. This is just too slow. I guess we're keeping this. Bottoming Thalsa and this Foster. Yeah. I'm down to just pass a turn and fetch for our undercity sewers. Yep, I've learned. Let's just force the tutor. Just a hand. Sewers. Brainstorm. Let me just pass the turn. We're kind of brainstorm locked for a little bit, but we had the demonic consultation to kind of break that. You want to fight over this? Fight over it. I'm content. Draw like a Thassa's Oracle. Draw spells. All would be nice here. That's a Doomsday. I'll pass the turn. We are slowly getting chipped down. We're just not drawing. So if we draw a cantrip, we can try to Doomsday next turn. I don't think it's going to resolve. Well, we did mull to 5 this game. And they top decked the... Let's see. Here we are for round number 5. We are on the play. I'll keep this because this is like a turn. Oh man, we can just. So we're keeping. But I'm trying to think what we do. See what my opponent shows me. Let's see if they show us a Lurrus. Let's see if they shuffle or mulligan. If they serum powder. Definitely do have a strong hand. So what we would fetch Lotus, Doomsday, sleight of hand into Lotus, into Ponder Ancestral. Is what we look at the top 2 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand, the rest on the bottom. So it'll be Ponder, draw at a 5 or 4, which equals our Lotus. Lotus into Ponder. Ponder draws us Ancestral. Ancestral gives us. We'll have 2 blue mana. We'll have 1 blue mana, so we need to do Sapphire Oracle Pact the negation? Something like that. But we have to stack it correctly with how sleight of hand works. So maybe just so I don't mess it up, I'd lead with Ponder. And then we have double Cantrip to rebuild if it gets stopped. Wonder what they're thinking. I do think we fetched the basic island though. Okay, so they decide to keep 7. Island. Yes, it's Black Lotus. Doomsday. We want Lotus, Ancestral, Thalsa, Sapphire, Pact. Lotus, Ancestral, Thalsa, Sapphire, Pact. Double checking. Done. Pact on the bottom. Then I think it's like Sapphire, Oracle, Ancestral, Lotus, Ponder. Oh. Pass this. Practice for blue. Sleight of hand. So we're just going to put Ancestral into our hand. Ancestral target myself. Sapphire. Oracle. Trigger. Okay. We do not know what they're on. Because we do not know what they're on, we're just going to submit the deck. I don't think that there's a reason to lower our combo speed and preparations for some type of hate. But very clean turn 1 win. Seven cards enter the exile zone. Okay, they are on SqueeVine. I think we mulligan this. And I think we keep this. And we get rid of, I guess, Mental Misstep. Keep. Mental Misstep. Done. They're on 5 cards. They're on 4 cards. 3. Feel very bad for them. This is the Risco Bazaar. They kept 3. Chalice on 0. That's fine. And a Wasteland. Okay. And a strip mine. Okay. Let's get this island. I did not want to do that. Huh. We'll grab recall, pass the turn. See if we can just cycling hollow one. Okay. Yeah, we misclicked. That was my bad. They're probably just gonna double waste us. So do you strip in response? Let's grab the Undercity Sewers. We'll keep that. Put on top of library. Are you now going to get rid of my Okay, he's going to get rid of the black source, which is, I think, correct. I'm going to brainstorm. This. So it's definitely this. Probably this. I'd like to pay 2 life. Yes, I would. I think it's just ancestral. It's not Lotus. I wonder if it's like just ancestral. Underground Sea. Thassa's Oracle. Underground Sea. Time Walk. So let's actually look at this. So what we draw for turn ancestral. It may or may not resolve. And then we can do like we ancestral into ancestral into underground sea. Maybe it's just the other pile. Don't do ancestral. We do like underground sea, time walk, Thassa's Oracle, and then like gush. We can do gush instead. What we gush into time walk, Thassa's Oracle, underground sea. We can cut this underground sea for a fine, I believe. When I find duress. Okay. So yeah, we gush into time walk duress. And then we have Thassa's Oracle, Underground Sea. Our final other cards. Let's see, Thassa's Oracle, Underground Sea, duress. Pass the turn. We have force backup. There's really nothing that I want to force. They've got 2 waste effects. I'm down to force this. Do they have another Noxious Revival? Another Wasteland? Blue, blue. Gush. Would I like to pay 2 life? Yes. Duress. That. Time walk. Go. I've got another C. There's nothing in their deck that can actually stop me from winning. Cool. Not bad. 4-1. Okay. Not a bad league. Another 4-1. Still chasing that trophy dream. So I think the round that we lost was just more vintage variants than I think misplays or anything. There are definitely some misplays that we're going to go into. Mainly like the games versus bug. had some misplays, so we'll get into that. But I guess for round number 1, again, just showing the power of Shieldred and versus the Squeedex. Shieldred plus Leyline, they can't really do much. It's pretty much just like a little bit of a lockout. I think they maybe bug. I think that's why some of these SqueeVine decks are running Karakuses in their sideboard so that they can actually deal with Shieldred or deal with like legendary permanents like Atraxa. So definitely, I think eventually we'll start seeing more Squee decks bringing in Karakas versus Doomsday just to dodge the Shieldred. Mainly because I think more Doomsday players should be running Shieldred. I think it's still our best card in their sideboard. But yeah, let's hop into that game versus bug for round number 2. Okay, let's look into round number 2 versus bug and look at what happened there. Game 1, they kind of just had like one of those generic like bug magic hands that couldn't deal with a fast Doomsday kill. So for game number 2, they stick a Tarmogoyf. I can't crack my Lotus to pay, because if I crack my Lotus, I have to. The Flusterstorm will go to the graveyard, making this a 4/5. My Lotus will go to the graveyard, making it a 5/6. So my Dismember can't do anything. So I could either Polluted Delta or tap my Watery Grave and Mental Misstep to get rid of this, which I think might be the better play. I can just pay for it. Instead, I go for Misdirection, which is bad because they could just pay. They could pay for their own Fluster, and then I'd still have to pay the 1. So I think I'm just wasting cards when I go for this Misdirection line. In the end, they do not see that they can just pay. So, but we didn't have a force battle, and my force comes into effect, and we kind of do what we do. And then we get into this awkward situation where I draw a March of Swirling Mist, and I don't understand how phasing works. So I'm just like talking out loud. I'm like, okay, well, we have this March, and we found this like demonic consultation. If I just bounce this thing, and then when it comes back in from phasing, it should re-trigger the ability, and I just demonic consultation. No, that's not how that works. And I just lose. But also, they had a turn where they drew Ancestral and into Treasure Cruise. So I was pretty much just out of this game 2, once that happened. Game 3, they mulled to 5. We stuck a Necro turn 1, which was huge, and proceeded to then stick this Op Agent. And then we just drew really poorly with our Necro until we got a Shieldred in play. And the thing is, I'm not paying attention. I let this Deathrite Shaman resolve. I should just force this Deathrite Shaman. Force Pitch Fluster. Stick my Shieldred. And then I have 4 life to work with, and I could draw maybe 2 cards with Shieldred or with Necro, using Undercity Sewers to filter more. Instead, I stick this Shieldred, and my opponent sees a Shieldred, and I don't think that they might not understand how Necro works with, like, they might think Necro is drawing cards, just like making me just draw a bunch and gaining life. I don't know, because they just scoop after here. So my misplays were the Misdirection, the March play just isn't an actual thing. You can't do that. And then I should have forced this Deathrite Shaman. But besides that, we did get a win over bug, which is always nice. Round number 3, reverse some kind of Grixis One Ring deck. I keep a turn 1 win. They end up like doing this entire play to get and like play all this stuff. They are progressing their board with like all this mana, and then they resolve an Ancestral Recall. I drew Force, and so I'm pretty much saying like, okay, they're tapped out. They'd have to have double Force to stop me here, and we just make a really clean pile of where we go like land, Doomsday, And we're going to use this Gitaxian Probe to get us our Ancestral and just pop off and win. I saw a bunch of artifacts, and so part of me is thinking that I thought they were just some kind of Tinker deck, because I saw no Lurrus, but I saw Demonic Tutor. So obviously we're bringing in the Null Rods, and we're bringing in Counter Magic. Maybe I should have brought in an extra Force Negation, but I did not. And we have a decent hand here. So my whole strategy is that, like, I'm just trying to stick a Null Rod versus them. And that's what I go for. I go for like Dark Ritual, I go for Null Rod, it gets countered. And then we're just having this like back and forth battle, and I draw another Demonic Tutor. Or I draw a Demonic Tutor, and I'm like, I don't know what I could go for like Doomsday here, but I feel like going for Doomsday isn't gonna do anything. And all they would have is a Volcanic. So I just went for the Null Rod, and I slammed Null Rod down while I have like 3 actual mana sources to their 1, so I would be ahead if it resolves. And it does. And now we're just in this top deck mode where they'll counter this Shieldred, but then we slam another Shieldred, and now they have Urza Saga. So this Saga will kind of outrace me. And we draw Ancestral, and we know what's in their hand is double Pyroblast, so they can pay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till the end of their turn. And I just love this play. They go for the Urza Saga token, and in response, so now they're just fully tapped out, and I know they have double Pyroblast, and in response I recall them and kill them. Just another +1 to Shieldred. She's amazing. I love her. So we're here for round number 4, where versus like just a straight blue-black Lurrus deck. I don't think there were even Bowmasters in the list, but we had like a turn 1 Doomsday win, being like, hey, you've got to have something here. Like, you've got to have a counterspell. They had the counterspell, but then we have Gitaxian Probe that we can see their hand with. So it's still a pretty strong hand. And we see that they have a Wasteland after like everything fails. So I'm just expecting to get Wastelanded the next turn. And they top decked Time Vault. So now I'm in this like, okay, I gotta find something. And it's actually really difficult. I'm trying to think of like what I could find. I would have had to find like Jet Dark Ritual. Or I need to find like, I guess I would need to find a Dark Ritual off this Brainstorm for 1 to try to win this turn. We obviously didn't. Maybe I'm supposed to fetch the Thin first. So we did not find the Dark Ritual off the Brainstorm. Another option would have been like the fetch for Undercity Sewers to bin a card and then Brainstorm. So I guess we would see 4 cards in total. So that may have been, and we would have thinned. So that was probably the better strategy. I think what I was going through in my head was like, how do I resolve this dig through time to get as many cards in my hand as possible to not die to Time Vault next turn? So I do think that fetching for Undercity Sewers into looking at an extra card, then we Brainstorm. And after we Brainstorm, hopefully find Dark Ritual. We would have had to find Dark Ritual plus a Cantrip. So I think that was my other thing of why I didn't want to go for Undercity Sewers, because I'm like, well, we need to find Dark Ritual plus a Cantrip, and most of my cantrips are going to cost me a mana. So going for the Undercity Sewers may not be the best because it comes into play tapped, but I think at least we're supposed to fetch and thin just a little bit. But we drew Gush. If it was Gush Dark Ritual, obviously we win. Sadly, our Lotus was already used. And then for the next round, I think we just don't really draw anything. We just kind of get beat down. Maybe at this point I'm supposed to Demonic Consultation for a Doomsday. But that would have turned out really badly. And we just draw poorly. Like, this is just vintage variants where we just draw poorly. So final round, we're versus Squee. We have another turn 1 win, like, hand. This is our third one of the league, and this one will be the second one that resolves. So it's just nice. It happens, like, so it's just gonna be the whole, like, we're gonna fetch, we're gonna Black Lotus, Doomsday, and then we're gonna use Ponder plus Sleight of Hand to go into our pile and resolve like Ancestral. And we just won. They didn't have anything. They kept a 7-card hand, so we didn't actually know what they were on. So we didn't actually sideboard either. I didn't do any sideboarding. And then I look at this hand and I decide to keep it. This is my 6-card hand. It's not bad. And then I just see them mulling. They're just aggressively mulling down. And I feel really bad for them. I think there was a misplay here where I went for a mystical tutor for an ancestral recall. When I was supposed to do a brainstorm, I just misclicked. In the end, it kind of worked out because they go and wasteland my fetch. And because they decide to wasteland my fetch, I'll just say, well, I lost my ancestral. It sucks because I misclicked, but they were gonna, in the end, they just target the same land over and over. So we kind of just get there. And pretty much our goal right now is to just resolve Doomsday, and we did that. We made a pile with like extra lands in it because they have a Chalice in play. So we can even like look at that pile again. So there's the pile. We put a land in there. We know that they could always waste us. And so our plan is more like a Gush Time Walk Duress pile with Thassa's Oracle, Time Walk, Underground Sea. So we could double Oracle. In my head, they had 2 cards in hand. So it would either be, I also wanted to play around Mental Misstep. So their card in hand could be either Mental Misstep, could be Mindbreak Trap. If it was Mindbreak Trap, they would have hit the Doomsday or something like that. So they go for Noxious Revival on the Strip Mine. And I kind of just don't want that to happen. So I'm just going to straight up force it, which I think is correct. They have 2 cards in hand. They would have to have Force plus blue card. We're just going to go for it and we win because we're going to hit Duress off the top. And we can just Time Walk into Thassa's Oracle and win. But solid pile. I do like how they have a snapback in the deck. That's really good versus potential Shieldrids. So I'm pretty sure I played against this person before, and I have beaten them with the Shieldrid. So them keeping snap, they knew that I enjoy the whole Shieldrid plus Leyline of the Void style. But overall, I do like this deck. I still like this deck. I'm not the biggest fan of the Preordains anymore. When in my testing, even like locally, it just feels so dirtily, and I feel like I'm just not doing anything. So I think there are too many cantrips in my Doomsday deck, and I would rather have the Daze in the Duress and just more permission. But thank you all for watching. I'll have some more content out soon. Everybody take care.